I'm joined today by Senator Doug Steinhardt. Thanks for being with us today, Senator.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're talking about everything budget these days, and leading into that, I think you saw GSI issued a report talking about the escalating rate of both taxes and spending, and I guess we'll focus on that today if we can. And in that report, we talked about, the real impact. It's not really a Trenton issue, it's as much a residential and a business issue because that's who's paying the taxes. And we try to translate into, we keep going the road we're going down, that either income taxes are going to have to go up on $100,000 and above families, or sales tax will have to go up, up to 9% in order to fill the gap that's coming our way in the next 1 to 2 years. Or lastly, corporate tax, of course, which everybody likes to talk about, and I'll let you talk about that in a moment.
Sure.
But in terms of pushing us to a point at which, at least from a GSI perspective, we're very concerned about. So let's talk about income tax first. One of the realizations we came to was when you look at who generates it, half of the income tax in our state is generated 10 years ago by those earning $250,000 and above. Now, 2/3 of that income tax is generated by that same group, but some argue is a diminishing part of our population. So maybe talk about that first and kind of how you see this all playing out from a taxation perspective and what you think about spending we'll get to.
Sure. Well, I think New Jersey has long suffered from the sin of excess. We overtax, we overspend. If you want to analogize it to something, you look at it like the human body. I mean, too much of anything isn't good for us. If we overeat, we overindulge, we get bigger, we get bloated, it puts pressure on all of our critical functions. And quite frankly, government isn't much different. We continue to spend above our means. We continue to tax beyond the means of the folks that live here. The budget gets bigger. And the problem with that is it's sort of counterintuitive. First of all, you do it and all your sponsors run away when you get too big. Nike runs away and Speedo runs away. But the same thing happens here. When the budget grows and the philosophy is we got to keep feeding it and giving it more, then the businesses go away and the people go away and the jobs go away. And so unfortunately, what you really need is investment in the state. And when you're doing things to chase investors away, businesses away, jobs away, people buying into the state, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it continues year in and year out. And to your point, you have, years ago, folks that were making $250,000 a year that accounted for a larger share of those being taxed and contributing to the budget. It's a dwindling body of people and you're taking more and more from them. So unfortunately, the middle class keeps shrinking and the budget keeps growing, and we're having few and few people from which to take.
There was, of course, some dispute about which people are coming and going, but the fact is, last year, our population went down while our spending has gone up. And, there are just really worrisome indicators like unemployment. We're well above the U.S. now. And you just mentioned, let's talk a little bit, just one more time about revenue that we're all seeing this year, right? In a world of escalating tax rates, that revenues actually come in below this year versus last year. I mean, I think that's a red, warning signal about addressing spending. Do you have ideas about, in terms of spending and where you would go after it if we have the opportunity to do that?
I think there's a bunch of fixes, because if you don't, I think we're facing real problems, right? Because if you continue the trend we're on, and we don't tighten our belt and make tough decisions, then you're forced with either raising income taxes or raising sales taxes. And I think what we're going to probably see today is raising corporate business taxes, a lot of things that your group identified in your report. So we've got to be smarter and a little bit more disciplined, spending within our means, having revenues matched up with expenditures.
Novel idea, right?
Novel idea, right? Like those kind of things that we have to do at home. Yesterday I was visited a senior center in Hackettstown, New Jersey. I was talking to a woman. She was 72 years old, and she wasn't crying, like literally, but close to, lamenting the fact that her rent has gone up $600 in the last couple of years. She's living on a fixed income. She's now every month dipping into her savings just to pay her rent before she can buy groceries, pay for utility bills. So spending within our means, which we're trying to, everybody else is having to make those tough decisions. Government just resists it. That's one simple way, I think. Requires a little discipline. But our infrastructure costs are through the roof. Our energy costs, as you guys have pointed out, are through the roof. Our construction costs are through the roof. We talk about, but haven't touched really substantively, not since the Christie administration anyway, on pension and benefit reforms. And last but not least, I think we need to be practical in terms of budget fixes. We're big on gimmicks and short on budget stability, finding ways to make sure that we're spending recurring revenues and not trying to find ways to just patch holes in the boat.
Well, you mentioned both, the senior that you met with and budget gimmicks, and so maybe I'll let you talk a little bit about, the solution to affordability by some of the legislators is Stay New Jersey, and that program, has gotten a lot of play. But I think you and others have raised concerns about it. Do you want to talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, look, one thing the Democrats are great at are sound bites, right? They come up with gimmicky names that sound good and want to entice people to stay. But the reality is, as you pointed out, and it's been the case for several years, New Jersey has led the nation in the outmigration of jobs and residents for several years now. And Stay New Jersey is no different. It's really a sound bite with little intention, or I think little possibility of ever being able to fully fund it and implement it. It's not intended to go into effect until 2027, long after Governor Murphy is gone and someone else inherits the mess that he's creating. We're funding it in increments, and the last big piece of funding is going to fall in the lap of the next governor. And I think it's unrealistic to believe that that's even possible. Instead of gimmicky things, the stuff that we've talked about, the things that the Garden State Initiative has identified and harped on for years, and I don't think they're not magical solutions. They're practical solutions. Like I said, they're things that people in New Jersey have to do every day, making tough decisions, on what they bring in and what they spend. For government that doesn't produce anything, to try to take more just defies logic, defies economic logic, defies practical logic, and it's really hurting the folks that either live here and can't leave, or live here and for whatever reason don't want to leave.
Yes. Well, you mentioned you're with some of your constituents. You represent a district that has Highlands in much of it, if not all of it. And so there are some unique challenges, I think, in terms of helping the constituents you have in that territory. Like, what are you thinking about that you need to do for them?
Yeah, like anything else, I alluded to it when we first started. I think there has to be a healthy balance in everything that we do. And, I grew up on a family farm. My folks are 82 years old. They live on the same farm that I grew up on. In fact, I was visiting it over the weekend. And for my family, my folks, and families that I grew up with, their farms were their 401k, or their pension. It's where they park their money, what they put their savings and what they invested in. And farming's a tough industry to begin with, made tougher in a state that's overregulated like New Jersey. But, the Highlands was a crushing blow for a lot of folks up there. And now I understand that there's got to be, again, a healthy balance between water conservation and overdevelopment. But, no development is equally bad. The Highlands has been a difficult thing to balance for a lot of folks. My family farm is in it. We're on the top of a mountain. We weren't building a development there anytime soon. But to eliminate that option from people who got into, multiple generations, and some of those generations move away or don't want to be in a farming business anymore, and they're sitting on hundreds of acre farms that have limited options with what they can do with those. They had talked about the ability to buy back some of that farmland and put them into preservation, but they're few and far between. The money to do it is drying up. So there was an adjustment to the formula just recently in the last legislative session to make it a little bit easier for some farmers. And I've been joining with one of the commissioners in Sussex County, a young man named Jax DeGroot, who's one of the youngest county commissioners in the state, but also from a farm family too. And he's been on a bit of a crusade trying to educate families and farm families that may have overlooked farmland preservation the first time because the formula didn't work for them. But we're trying to do the same thing, in my district too, especially the agricultural part of it, and trying to find ways for folks to at least come back and revisit whether it's a viable option for them.
Well, that's great. I did not know it had been enhanced. And, I find it utterly ironic that, our brand is the Garden State, and we seem to do little for that part of our industry. I think there are, 10,000 farms in the state of New Jersey, right?
Right. And like I said, they're slowly going away, whether it's by virtue of development, just the economy, kids that decide to move and find jobs elsewhere because they can't afford to stay here. So, farming is, unfortunately, especially in a state like ours, I hate to say it, but it's sort of a dwindling industry. But it's something near and dear to me, considering where I grew up. So a lot of things that we can try to do to.
Yeah, I would think infrastructure, right? Investing in infrastructure for really dynamic new ideas for how to cultivate crops and, get more out of the land, right?
Yeah, and finding ways for farmers to generate other income, allowing them to use preserved farms farms for recreational purposes, for entertaining purposes, so that they can be a bit more viable. Cutting down on the red tape that's necessary to do those types of things. So, yeah, I was a big supporter of the bill when it came through. We have a couple more coming up, and always collaborating with farm families to try to find better ways to make those farms profitable so that we can keep them in New Jersey.
All right. So any other, back to the budget, any other thoughts that you want to, in terms of expectations you have?
Yeah, the other thing that I think I've really honed in on is school funding. It's something I sort of inherited from my predecessor. Mike Doherty had been a big advocate for adjusting the school funding formula. We're in the last year of S2, so we're going to pump, I think, another $900 million this year into the last round of S2 funding. But it's really to the benefit of 16 essentially school districts. The other roughly 300, or half of the remaining districts, are losing money in terms of real dollars, whether it's aid that's not keeping pace with inflation, or just having their aid cut. And now you have a bill that's coming from Senator Zwicker that, in my humble opinion, and I do like the senator, does nothing but perpetuate the old school funding formula, and then try to gaslight the victims of it into thinking that by eliminating the 2% cap, they can raise taxes. And then we're back to how we started the conversation, which is we're just taxing folks out of New Jersey. It doesn't work.
Very worrisome. And, our report indicates that in education, where you're going to add, you said $900 million, enrollment's down and declining. So it's got to be an issue that's addressed.
And your report actually was great for me. I got quite an education from it, so I appreciate the work that you do on a regular basis to try to keep New Jerseyans educated on the financial problems that we're facing. And I would agree with you. We're on a cliff. I hope we can take some steps back and not all fall off.
Well, thanks for being with us today, Senator.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.